What up, though, everybody? It's your boy NomisJ coming at y'all, man, with a live stream. Uh, we know we got some things that
What up,
just
though,
happened.
everybody?
Uh
It's your
oh,
boy
I hear
NomisJ
myself.
coming at y'all, man, with a live stream.
You must got me pulled
We
up.
know we got some
Y'all
things that
welcome,
just
man,
happened.
my boy Daryl for DC1.
Coming at y'all, man,
Uh,
with a live
man,
stream.
we got a lot to talk about today. How you doing, Daryl?
Y'all welcome, man, my boy Daryl for DC1. Man, we got a lot to talk about today. How you doing, Daryl?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. I'm good, man. You know, there's been a lot going on, man. It's trade deadlines. We got Super Bowl coming up. Man, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. You know, there's been a lot going on, man. It's trade deadlines. We got Super Bowl coming up, man. I'm good, man. I'm good, man. You know, there's been a lot going on, man. It's trade deadlines. We got Super Bowl coming up, man.
You got something planned, Daryl?
Nah, man, it's nothing planned. I don't know what's going on. I hear echo in the back.
Yeah. Hey, you got the screen pulled up on another window or something?
I probably have to go to my phone.
That's probably what it is. What's going on, Owen?
I probably have to go to my phone.
Yeah. Just you can probably mute it and then try to see if you can fix it.
Just you can probably mute it and then try to see if you can fix it.
All right. You hear me? Hey, what's good? Hey, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, that's good. That's what's up. Like, yeah, what's all that? We got Owen 16 in the house, man.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We got Week 3 Kings in the house. What's up, man? Appreciate you for showing up. Yeah, we gonna have to start off with the juggler, man. We just sat here and dealt with one of the. I'm gonna have to just say it the way it need to be said. We just sat here and dealt with one of the shittiest trades we've seen in Detroit in a minute, man. The Sadiq Bey gets traded in a 3-team trade where he goes to Atlanta. We give away him and apparently Kevin Knox. And I don't know if we gave away draft picks, but I know Golden State gets 5 second round picks, and they get that's what they get, and Atlanta gets Sadiq Bey, and we give up 2 players, and we get Wiseman in return. So that's just get Wiseman in return. So that's just I don't even know what to say about it, man. You good now?
Yeah,
y'all
I'm
good there?
I had to switch the
Okay,
phone.
okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them, man. They what? I don't even know what to speak about this trade. It was so pointless.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't improve. What is your take on this first? While I just go all ape shit.
It was a dumb trade. When I first looked at the report when it was talking about it, I said to myself, man, I hope they do not make this move. I really don't. I really do hope they don't make this move, because that would be a stupid trade. And just so happened, because I was at work, and then I get somewhere in my little bit of my break. Next thing you know, I looked, they made the trade. I'm like, for Sadiq Bey to Wiseman, from a guy that hasn't played, only played 60 games since he been in the league. And
Yep.
it's like, what use we gonna have for him? You know what I'm saying? It's like it didn't make any sense. Sadiq Bey, it's unfortunate we lose a guy like a young core like him, that he got drafted. He's supposed to be part of this young core with this future with Kay Cunningham and Ivy and and other guys, man. And it's just unfortunate. Now he's gone. And it's like I felt like another wasted draft pick, that we draft this guy and we thought he was going to be a Piston for a long time. And then he's gone. He's gone to Atlanta. It just really didn't. This trade didn't make any sense. I don't know what Troy Reaver, what he is trying to accomplish in this. It just this whole trade didn't make any sense. I mean, we already lack we don't have Marvin Bagley at the moment, and he's not playing. So Nerlens Noel's hasn't been playing. So why would we get another guy that hasn't played that many games since he's been in the league? We Three Kings, yeah, shout out. Thanks for joining in, man.
Yo, for sure. If the link is in the chat, man, if you want to join in too. All I'm saying is this: I don't understand, like you said, why they did this move. Here's the problem with this: this don't fit your defense entirely. Because, okay, appreciate you. All right, he'll be coming through. All right, you don't even fit this defense properly with this pick, making this move. Because first off, you need your defense is partially weak because you were thin down low. You were they were, but you asking Wiseman to come in now and try to he has to now play better than Jalen Duren with the minutes he gets. You're gonna have to literally outplay him. You should be, because you've been in the league, you're a top 2 pick in the draft, you've been in the league for 3 years now. When he gets on the floor, he has to prove why we made this trade.
Right. I agree. I agree on that, man. You know, Jalen Duren is playing
schematically and some of it on personnel. It's not just one little factor. So you got absolutely nothing to look forward to, because you know they're not going to get rid of him in the offseason. They're not going to get rid of Wiseman. If he plays well enough for them, they're not going to give up on him. They're going to trade. And I figured that Noah's will stay here this year, because I feel like they want to use him to try to trade him in the offseason or something like that. I think that's what they want to do. I think they want to try to trade him in the offseason during the draft. They do it like every year. So I had a feeling he was still going to be here. But I thought at the very least, if they were going to trade Sadiq Bey, they will get a couple of players for him, because we need a shooter now to replace the production we lost with him. And you expecting me to say that we're going to make it up when you don't even barely call plays for the bids, and you barely didn't use Bagley when he was available. Now you go throw James Wiseman here. If you pick him up next year for his option, you pick up Jalen Duren, of course, and you obviously still bring Keith Bagley and Stewart. You're telling me you're not going for Wemby in the draft. If that was the plan initially, you're not.
Yeah, and yeah, you have a point there. But the whole Sadiq Bey thing, I think
Intentionally sit for 2 years for him to get stronger. You're not going to do that.
Yeah. No, you got a point there. But when I say this, that once the Pistons end up, when we picked up Bogdanovich, you know, that we knew then that he was going up, Bogdanovich was going to start, and then that would put Sadiq Bey on the bench, which it did. So it kind of like, I'm not going to say it put Sadiq out of the rotation, because it didn't, but it kind of limit his playing time at times, even though when he come off the bench and he plays at times starting minutes, I think it kind of like messed it up. So now it's like, you let go a guy that was, I'm not gonna say he's a 3-and-D guy, but he was a guy that he can provide you that spark of scoring.
Yeah,
on the play.
Exactly.
And it's just unfortunate that we lose a guy like him. So now, who's you're gonna turn to? Isaiah Livers. Now he's gonna get a chance to get more playing time. We don't have Kevin Knox anymore, which he's at times has played well. Now he's gone. He's gone now, to believe, to Portland. So for anything the Pistons should have did was got rid of Corey Joseph and Rodney Magruder. And the guys don't really play, man. When you get rid of trading them, why keeping these guys around? You let Sadiq Bey go. I didn't understand what was the motive for Troy Weaver, what he had going on. So I didn't understand.
You were on you were in a Twitter space earlier, weren't you? When the
No, I was working.
oh, I thought you were in. I thought you were talking to somebody on Twitter about it. Thought you had joined in for a conversation. It must have been somebody else.
Yeah.
I made sense of this, and they were saying like, "Well, Sadiq Bey wasn't doing this, that, and third." Well, Sadiq Bey's job. You finna find out why we're upset. Because not only did you trade Sadiq Bey, you traded him to one of two teams that he would have fit with perfectly. Because what they're going to do is set him up to catch and shoot, which
Yep.
is what his initial role was when trying to get to the rim, taking the ball to the rim, and trying to finish at the rim, basically. And that's what
Yep.
they finna do. They finna let him be a ball handler from time for time, but they're mainly going to use him to catch and shoot. And that's what
Yep.
he's going to be doing for them.
And,
You sent him to that team.
yeah. But I mean, he's in Atlanta. He's in Atlanta. So it's really gonna. He's gonna. I believe he may be a starter. He may be a starter for Atlanta. So, and if he does, I mean that's gonna help out because for them because he's gonna get more. He's gonna get more shots. He's gonna get more looks. You know
Yep.
what? Dante Murray, where was Trey Young?
Oh my God, man. This I can't make sense of this, man. I really can't. How do we improve? Listen, we know we weren't going to try to win this year, but we still expected to at least get to 20 something early, at least low 20 wins. And I'm not saying you still can't, but it's just come on, bro. How do y'all learn from y'all history, man? You traded away young talent before and they came back and they bit you in the ass. So how many times are you going to keep doing this as a franchise? You don't even take a chance. Look at Reggie Jackson right now with your Clippers. We were talking about last week. Like, look what happened when you put NBA players around guys like him. He can now flourish.
And then
Do we do that here?
And he got traded today. He got traded to Charlotte for Mason Plumlee, which yeah, for Mason Plumlee, which Reggie Jackson is more likely will be bought out. So he's probably would not be with Charlotte. So
I didn't even know that
yeah,
happened.
for Mason Plumlee. Mason Plumlee is a Clipper.
Ew.
Well, no, it's a smart move because the simple fact the Clippers they need another big. It'd be coming off the bench. They didn't have another big out the Zubox. So it was pretty much a smart move. I knew Reggie Jackson with Ty Lue hasn't been playing him like that. I knew his time was a Clipper was coming up pretty soon. So I kind of figured that. So, but we'll get more into that in a little bit. But like you said, man, this whole trade thing. This whole Pistons trade thing is just mind-boggling. Like I said, I know a lot of fans, a lot of Piston fans a lot of them are shocked, and then that Sadiq is gone. Some people's I seen on Twitter, some people was like, well, he wasn't consistent, he wasn't this and that. But you have to think, people don't have to understand. Well, you have a guy like Bojan Bogdanovic, a guy that's been starting, coming off the bench from a different team with Utah. He comes in, he's going to get majority of the minutes. He's going to get majority of the playing time. He's going to be out there in the final minutes. So, what do you expect with Sadiq Bey going to do? Sometimes your game is going to get, especially you bring in another player that's quite better. But what like I said, what are you going to expect? Pistol fans, what are you going to expect?
Yeah, that's 100% correct. Because it's like you knew we lacked veteran presence, so they knew sacrificial lambs would come, and y'all knew that means that certain players may dip down a little bit in production and certain other ones. Because it's like with Bay, it's already hard when you're trying to come up and you like they depending on you to be the guy. Then they bring in a veteran Lightbog, and he's going to get more favor than you. So now you have to try to find a way to make the minutes you get work. And people don't understand, the media and all of these people that just act like he didn't do anything, they don't understand that. It's like y'all looking at it from a numbers perspective of saying like he didn't average this enough, do that. Like, ask yourself this: if he didn't do this enough, why would another team trade for him? They never asked that question.
Exactly.
It's just, I just don't get it. Here come Big Willie Styles. So I can, yeah, here we go.
What's up, fellas?
What's up? What's up,
What
man?
up, man?
It's your boy Big
What's
Willie
up?
Styles, representing We Three Kings. Listen, I had to come in for a hot second with you fellas. I see y'all jumping on, going on into the trade topic. So I just want to come in and just shed a little light with you fellas. Is that all right with y'all?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. What
Yeah,
you thought of this Sadiq Bey, man?
you go ahead,
Well,
use your flashlight and share some shit.
well, for me right now, I'm even kill. I'm even kill with it. I'm waiting to see. I had that same reaction last season when at the end of the season when they trade. I felt they didn't need to trade away Jeremy Grant, but they end up getting something for it. As far as the Sadiq Bey trade, I mean, the way the season was going with him, that looked to have been the inevitable. He was going to get traded. As far as picks goes, we wasn't going to get a first round pick for him. Okay, getting the second round pick to me is asinine. You know, because second round picks don't really pan out like that unless you're trying to package it. Getting Wiseman right now, that's what I say is a even kill for me, because for one, with Wiseman is not a high risk type pickup. The reason why I say that is because he's on that same rookie deal as Sadiq Bey. Golden State didn't pick up on his 4th-year option, so if he doesn't work out this season, we don't need to keep him. So it's not like we're getting behind the 8 ball by picking him up. The upside to it is, like you said, I know with Wiseman, he's been hurt. That's been his Achilles heel. But the issue is that we always talk about we need big man. He's a big man. He can ball when he plays. He just had to. He fell out of lineup with Golden State. So if he comes in and balls like the big man that we need him to, then it's not a high risk for him coming in. But if he doesn't, we can let him go. And like I said, we focus on free agency. Now, I was saddened to see Sadiq go. I like Sadiq, but the thing with Sadiq is that he was a victim of his own demise, because he wouldn't be put in this situation if he was consistent. And that was the thing with Sadiq. This year, defensively, he had lapses. Offensively, he was up and down. He wasn't consistent, so it puts him in that range. Now, as far as him being in Atlanta, I think he has a great opportunity to become an all-star. If he stays in Atlanta, if he buys in. But Sadiq, what I'm saying, he's hot and cold. But if he gets consistent, yeah, of course, Sadiq would be a nice commodity for Atlanta. And I hope that he proves all you guys to be right, that yeah, he's going to make us pay by becoming an all-star. That's how I wish that for him. But of course, like this, this is the way of the business, and we was always talking year in and year out how much we need bigger guys. Wiseman is that big guy, but it's right in between right now. So we have to allow to see if this guy, outside of being injured, if he can ball or not, which can change up some things that we're going to do in the summer as well. So like I said, last season, I kind of was a little annoyed with the trade away, because I feel like Jeremy Grant was an asset, but I seen what we got in return. So I said, okay, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait, a little bit long. I know a lot of people got a reaction right now that they're heated. It's kind of emotional, but I just like, okay, this wait a minute and see first before, we get too hasty. But I'm like I said, I'm even killed with it, fellas, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, you know what? I definitely understand. While you had just broke it down, Big Willie, you broke it down to the T. Now I'm starting to see, understanding, a little more about you was breaking down this even kill. Like he said, you just never know. We'll see if he does. Wiseman does play. If he balls out, fine. We may sign him. You know what I'm saying, next season.
Mm-hmm.
So and if he doesn't, we let him go. Now I do agree. I do agree with that. Down the only thing I kind of like. I know Sadiq has kind of been inconsistent. He's been up and down. Um, but I think parts of that his inconsistency, and like I said, his defense has not been the best. But I think the scoring went down because I think when we got Bogdanovich, he ended up,
And Burke.
of course, he had to take that starting role, and they put Sadiq Bey on the bench. So it kind of like it took some of the time away from Sadiq Bey to be what he was when he was a starter, even last year or the year before. Because when he was a starter and when he played well. He played well. Remember, we all know he dropped that 51 ball against Orlando. We know he can drop some points.
Multiple 20s, 30s.
Well, see, this is my thing. This is what the issue that I had with Sadiq Bey, and the problem that I noticed, and you guys brought that up with Bogdanovich. For one, we didn't know what Bogdanovich was going to bring until he came in, and Bogdanovich just came out the gate firing on all cylinders the first couple of weeks. So we can't really put that on Bogdanovich because Bogdanovich balled and Sadiq started off slow. That was the same thing that you guys were saying last year about him playing with Jeremy Grant, that he couldn't feed off of Jeremy Grant. My thing is this: we didn't have two different guys, and Sadiq Bey is having the same issue. So at a point in time, the common denominator would have to be Sadiq Bey not having the ability to play with others that can score. And he's going to be in Atlanta, where Atlanta has plenty of scorers there. So it's really, to me, and then it's like this: Sadiq Bey had the most green light out of anybody on the team because we know he can score, he can shoot. The issue was that they wasn't falling like they was last season and the beginning of the season. When they're not falling, then you got to look at the other things. Okay, his shot's not falling, but on the defensive end, he's making his presence known. But it wasn't going that way. Shots weren't falling, and then we couldn't depend on him on defense. So it made him a little bit of a liability. If he was able to stay consistent, then I don't think we would have traded him at all. He'd have stayed and been in the future. But it's part of it was, to me, was on Sadiq, and the other part, it was a combination of other guys and coaching and things like I said, because we're still in the development stage of a lot of guys. I heard you guys before I jumped on and talked about Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson's flourishing because he's not having to be in the front line in a spot. He was the fourth or fifth guy over there in the Clippers, in which over here we wanted him to be like the number one, number two. So it didn't work out that way. But
him and Drake.
The previous regime's issue. They paid him number one money, but he never was supposed to be that number one guy. In which, honestly, I would like to have Reggie Jackson back now, just to come off. If he used to come off the bench and do what he did,
I've been saying that now.
I can rock with Reggie coming off the bench because Reggie he loved playing here. So my thing is, if they buy Reggie out, I will make a push to grab Reggie. In my opinion. But it's different now with what you guys were saying about like the previous guys like Middleton and Dinwiddie. When we got rid of those guys, we was trading them away to get assets in to help us build towards playoffs and beyond. This time around, we're more of still in development stage, so it's a little bit different than it was before. Because we still got a lot of guys that we're still working on developing. And then with Wiseman, he fits right in. It's like it's basically you can call them the Detroit Developments instead of the Detroit Pistons, because that's what we got. We got a full roster of development guys. We still got Bagley that still need to get developed. We still got, Killian and Ivy and Duran and, Kay. He still has to develop when he comes back in. So it's still a whole development stage of the players. So when you bring a guy like Wiseman in, as much people don't like the trade, it's like we're like you guys said, we're not going nowhere. And if he don't pan out, we can let him go. But if he pans out to be the number 2 guy that everyone thought he was going to be, that would be a great asset. Whether or not he's going to start or come off the bench, only time would tell for the rest of the season whether or not this was going to be a good trade or not. But we got to, like you said, you guys have been saying it for the longest, that we got to trust Troy. I didn't have my quarrels with the stuff that he does, but at first when he made that trade last season, I said, no, I can't rock with Troy. But then when he flipped it and got Durant, I said, okay, you making it work. So if we may not like it, but we still got to stick with the process. We, unfortunately, it's going to be some casualties, and Sadiq Bey, unfortunately, today was that casualty.
Yeah, I agree, man.
So I feel where Big Willie's come from, not to cut nobody off. I feel where he come from. Like, but here's the thing. Let's say you're right halfway. What if it's like, okay, let's say Sadiq Bey does what the Hawks goes over there and performs. And he over there with Trae Young, and I can't never pronounce the other guard name. Say my life, Dante something was his name.
Bird.
Yeah. Yeah, Dante Murray. I always forget his name.
They got
but yeah,
Bogdanovich
let's say he goes over there, he performs, and Wiseman is just another. Yeah, that's right. They do. I forgot about that. So let's say he goes over there with them and perform, and Wiseman is at best average. That'd be the whole reason why I'm upset. Not because Sadiq Bey left and performed, but the idea is that why can't this team ever figure out how to properly use the players the way they're supposed to use them? It's always got to be like, oh, well, he wasn't consistent. Dwayne Casey, we talk about his defensive system, but his offensive system is bullshit too. Like, I don't understand what he be having his guards doing sometimes. And it's like, it don't make sense. Like, they take down there, they get shot clock violations happening to them because his offensive system make no sense. And like, I don't understand. It's like, you need to go pitch something simple, set up a pick and roll, do something, have somebody shoot. It's just too much ball movement to no end. That's on him.
Sure.
And it's making our players suffer when they vest.
The issue that I see, and it comes with what we saw by his development, because you see, if you watch the offense, a lot of the young guys, be out of place. Like, especially Durant. Durant, he still hasn't developed his pick and roll game, which is coming along. But you can see he gets froze at what he's supposed to do. And then you got another young guy like Ivy trying to direct when he's still learning too. So it's a lot of still learning curves and guys learning to play together. Like I said, we have yet in the past 3 seasons have a full 5-starter lineup for duration no longer than 2-3 months if somebody don't get hurt. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or we got young guys coming in. So it's a smorgasbord of issues when you're trying to get this team together, when you're dealing with injuries and you're dealing with young guys that need to develop, and this is what the outcome is. If he does work out, you know what I'm saying, it's a win for Sadiq, and if Wiseman work out, it's a win for us because we've been saying, like I said, we need some more size. So I have to wait and see before I can, claim this to be a bad trade, because we did the same thing with picking up Bagley.
Yeah.
So we traded for Bagley. We knew that was going to be a project, and we was banking off the upside. We got rid of the difference is we got rid of guys that we wanted to get rid of, and this time we got rid of a guy that everyone liked, and that's the gist of what's going on, because a lot of people like Sadiq Bey. I like the Sadiq Bey. I would love for him to make a legacy here, but like I said, it's part of the game.
Yeah, y'all get. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I check my connection. I had some static coming from y'all too. Hold on, make sure I'm good over here. Y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, because I've been hearing static every time both y'all talk. That's what I'm trying to say. Is it me or is it y'all? But yeah, I feel like I'm not gonna lie. Big Willie do make a lot of sense on some stuff. Like it's not the straight upness about it, it's the concept behind it. Because you gotta look at it this way: if Wiseman was balling for them, they wouldn't have traded him. obviously.
Bingo.
So
Bingo.
obviously, it was some things that he wasn't doing for them either in Golden State, and that's just its concept. It does make a lot of sense. We want we want to get rid of veterans that's not doing nothing like Noah's and Arlene, for example. It's like, damn, why couldn't we just send him to one of those teams and get him instead? That way we can keep our young guys. But it's kind of hard. I guess it's like the eye for eye type thing, and you can't expect to get somebody hot trash or something like Corey Joseph and think they gonna give up Wiseman because he could, even if he just come in and get 11 rebounds, that's still more than what he'll give them ultimately. So I guess concept wise, I just don't agree with the trade, because when I expect to get a trade, if I expect our team to get some kind of improvement, and I expect the other team to get an improvement. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you telling me I'm trading Mason Plumlee, a guy who don't play defense, I'm not gonna. Okay, thanks for coming on here, Big Willie. Appreciate you, bro. If you tell me I'm trading Mason Plumlee for Kelly Olynyk, two guys who don't play defense, one stretcher more of a floor stretcher, the other one more of a classic big that don't play defense. All right, cool. But in this situation, it's just kind of hard because we're not the best defensive team. That's obvious. We're probably the worst defense in the league. But at the same time, we still kind of needed our shooting too. Like, even that inconsistent shots, he still showed up and helped us in big game situations. So it's like, regardless of his regression or what was the cause of his regression, it's still kind of hard, man. Because it's like he's going to a place where he's easily going to flourish. Wiseman has a lot more competition over here, believe it or not, because you already got Duran, who they just been giving more minutes to me, a lot more because he's been available, and I think it's because he had no choice. I think a lot of this had to do with Marvin Bagley sort of being down too. I do. I think that's another reason why. What'd you say?
You got a good point there.
And I think if he been a little bit more available, I don't know if they pulled the trigger. I for some reason, I don't know. I'm not trying to give him an excuse about it, but it's just I can't help but feel like Marvin Bagley being kind of down this year. There was just the initial injury he caught early towards the end of the offseason. I feel like that's ever since then is with him, and then Bay not being able to kind of function around the minutes right. I feel like that's why they made that hasty move and traded him, because they like, well, damn, we need somebody to help Duran out, because really we surviving off Duran and obviously Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart is not a natural five, and Duran is a 19-year-old kid that's literally dunking on grown men. And do you see what the Cavaliers, teams like them, are doing to us? They walking through us every chance they get, and we not able to stop nobody. They really made this as a panic move because they need protection by the rim. That's basically what they said. Essentially, we just traded for a younger Andre Drummond in a sense.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what it was. Oh, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm batshit crazy.
I just really think that like Big Will lighted the whole. Like I said, see what happens. So we'll just. That's, I really don't. Like I said, I don't. But with Big Willie and Light, I understand why he makes some great valid on it.
Yeah.
So
I feel
so,
yeah.
So now
we
can we start with the biggest one?
Oh, what'd you say? It's like you like you're breaking up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, that was it. Kevin Durant.
Yeah, Kevin Durant to the Suns. I saw that one.
Do you think the Suns will be tired?
It depends on how they are defensively.
What you think?
I would say how they are defensively.
What you think?
Hey, welcome, Tony J. Wichnowski. Welcome to the show. Appreciate it. Said this benefits Isaiah Livers. Yeah, Isaiah Livers been kind of struggling though too, man. Himself, like he's not shooting the ball consistently enough. I think he's there a little bit more defensively, but still, he needs to get that shot together, man. Because he just been off. Talking about Sadiq Bey being off, he been off. So, but yeah, man, KD to the Suns. I can't say it's hard to call. They got a good shot with him there. The dude is literally a walking bucket in any form of the game. He's a walking bucket, bro. And I think depending on how they play defensively, that you got the matchups because it's gonna be kind of hard to necessarily say, well, you guys now defend Chris Paul, then you talking about D-Book, and then they already got a big down there. They one of the top bids in the league, and then now you bring KD in there. If they're smart and that defense is there, they could be back in it, man. Because they ain't barely been out of it over the last couple of years. They could be in it, man. That might just be the move they need to make. I'm not gonna call it say they going to the finals or not, but that could be the piece they was missing. You know what I'm saying? That could have been the right fit. You know what I'm saying?
You do have some valid there. I would say it's gonna hurt, especially losing Mikhail and Cam John.
Yeah.
Jay Crowder was there, but Jay Crowder anymore. Now he's a I think be in the West if they could be.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. It's gonna be wait and see. Then the West is so weird this year, man. It don't even make no sense. I can't even scale who going to the finals out of the West. Like I want to say the Golden State, but it's like I don't know. With the East, to me, it's more not. Brooklyn just jumped themselves out of the ship. I don't know why Brooklyn always do this shit for years, man. They have a squad that's up and coming young, then they'll give up all the pieces for the big names, and then when it don't work out, they have to crash and burn. They've been doing this for so many times, man. I don't understand that franchise, but it's
I think Brooklyn with the pieces they got. I mean, you got Dorian Finney-Smith with that. You got Mikal Bridges. You got Camp. You still got which he's probably still got Seth. You still Cam Thomas, Joe Harris.
Yeah. They got a lot of pieces over there. Yeah, I wish we could have had one of those pieces.
They still team, but I think first maybe, but I just don't see. I don't see Brooklyn, but they do got a nice team.
Yeah. Oh, they say you echoing a lot, man. They can't seem to follow you. Yeah, you are.
Let me.
Just what you do is just jump out for a minute and then refresh. I'll add you back in.
All right.
Yep. Sorry about that, everybody, but yeah, man, he'll be right back. But yeah, he's saying they got a lot of pieces over there in Brooklyn, despite giving up what they gave up. They got Joe Harris still. They got the Cam. They got freaking I think Dinwiddie's back over there. Dinwiddie was really good for them before. They just they probably had to do that, but that's why. All right.
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely hear you now. So go ahead and reiterate everything you just kind of said. I'm sorry. Just go ahead, man.
Okay. Yeah. It's like I said, Brooklyn. Eklund.
Yeah, it is going in and out. I don't know why I keep doing that. He's on that. Oh, no, here you go. I don't know if he can hear me, but he might have to turn his Wi-Fi off too, because I had to turn mine off because mine was acting up. So, Michigan is windy over here too in Michigan, so that could have something to do with it as well. So, if he hearing me right now, he might want to turn that Wi-Fi off because mine's on my end been better ever since then. Take out your headphones. Oh, you got a good point there. Yeah, good point. Yeah, we is using StreamYard, man. Oh, let me make sure I re-add him in here. It was you at first, I thought. Then it was him. Initially I was acting up when I first started the stream, and then I don't know what happened after that when I decided to turn my Wi-Fi off because I don't know why it's been acting all buggy all of a sudden. And then I said, okay, let me turn the Wi-Fi off, and I've been all right. But now it's like I hear them echoing, so that might be the key to why it's been doing it. Hold on, let me add them back in. Yo. Yep. So you think it's your Wi-Fi?
I think so. I don't know what's going on.
Because I had turned mine off. Mine been acting better because mine was acting up too at first.
Yeah, that's probably. I'm gonna jump back.
Yep. But yeah, man, we gonna see when it comes to the Pistons, though, man. Well, my thing is, let's say, and I'm gonna ask y'all again because a couple of y'all wasn't in here when I said this. I said if Wiseman plays well enough, and he's going to likely get picked up for his other year, right? That's probably going to throw them out the Wemby sweepstakes, don't you think? Even if they do get the top pick in the draft, because it's like, how are they going to hold Stewart? How are they going to hold Stewart, him, plus Duran and Marvin Bagley if they choose to bring him back? Because they just re-signed Bagley this offseason. So at some point, that theoretically is going to knock them out of the Wemby sweepstakes. So that means they might be in the scoop or whoever else they might want as a combo guard or something, or a wing or something like that. Because I don't see them getting Wemby if they bring him back. Because your 2 5s will literally be Wiseman and Duran. And then you pretty much going to have a 4 rotation of Bagley and freaking Stewart. That's going to be your 4 and 5 rotation. I think if you can get Wemby, you get him and trade other players. I mean, yeah, but you're talking about a top 2 pick in the draft potentially. How are we going to make that work? Because Wemby, he's talented, man. He's skinny, but that don't mean he can't play. But it's like, how is that going to work trying to trade away a player? And then let's say he's not ready yet. Let's say something like that happens. Let's say this scenario, he's not ready. I'm fine for letting the player take his time to develop, but a top 2 pick, we talking about trying to get this team healthy next year so we can try to contend for the play-in. We need somebody that can help us immediately, like how we had this draft. I don't know if that will be able to sustain that, but hold on. All right. Oh. He just jumped. Stu playing power forward, Bagley getting traded. That could be a possibility too. That could be the possibility. Hold on, we gonna get this right.
Yo.
All right. So
much better.
Oh yeah, it sounds much better now.
Okay.
So you can go ahead, man. Make your point about the Suns and KD and stuff you was trying to make.
Like I said, we'll wait and see.
Right.
We'll wait and see.
And yeah, because like you said, they got a lot of pieces on that Brooklyn team. I wouldn't mind requisitioning some of those pieces. He's damn, for real. We go try talking again, man. Just talk for a second.
Yo.
Hey,
Owen. Yeah, I don't. My wife. Hey.
Damn, I think the Pistons did this to my stream. Our streams ain't what us complaining about. They ain't what us talking. Detroit has some questions with Scoot with our guards. We can't count on either one. we could pick 4, so Weaver has to make moves without concern for who he might get. What's your opinion about what he just said?
Interesting. I personally, me personally, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind it, Tony. I would. But it all depends. It all depends on if he does it right. So,
because at this point, what I'm seeing is I'm kind of agree with Tony said earlier. He's saying like you can get Wemby, depending on how NBA ready Wemby is. He was saying like you could get him and then trade somebody away like Bagley. And I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see that. Then the other thing I was thinking is like maybe we just take a small forward, somebody that's 6'9", 6'10", they actually play small forward, because that's what seemed like one of the missing pieces you're missing. You got a veteran that can shoot, but he's more like a specialist kind of forward that can shoot the ball. Though I wouldn't put him as my starting small forward just because he can shoot. I need a guy who can actually play with some length and can get to the rim. And and be athletic a little bit, can pass the ball some to help move it. But that's kind of what we need, like a legit small forward, not necessarily like a LeBron James or Obi Toppin looking guy, but somebody around that length, that long, that can play defense, that can actually knock down a few shots from long range, that can have a few post moves and stuff like that. They do kind of need a small forward, and I wonder who we go hear about later down the line, where it's going to be like, okay, this guy could be a good fit, because we do got a lot of guards already, and you kind of need Alec Burke moving forward because his shooting ability. You kind of need Cade. Obviously, Cade and Jaden Ivey are there, and I'm not willing to run Killian Hayes up out of here either, because Killian is still getting better, and he's still, to me, solid. And you could argue that his production went back down because the way Dwayne Casey was doing him. So I don't know if Scoop. You mean Jeremy Grant? LOL. Look, Jeremy Grant didn't want to pass the ball. Jeremy Grant would start playing for a contract. Now, I wouldn't mind bringing him back, but I'm just saying Jeremy Grant was trying to dunk on the whole fucking roster, man. Like, did you pass the ball to a shooter? Like, damn. Like, that's the only difference. But I would take Jeremy Grant back, though. And for the right price, oh, yeah, I would definitely bring him back. That's another 20-point scorer still. He can help a little bit on defense. You know what I'm saying? He already kind of know the system here. And, it's just, can he fit in the way he's been playing over there with the Blazers? That's my thing with him. Can he do what he's been doing over there versus when he was initially here? Like, that's the only thing, because we can't just have him recklessly trying to score the points all day. We need, and is he going to be able to mesh playing with some kids? Because, Bog, his role is to be mainly catch and shoot. That's going to be his role. But with Jeremy, is he going to be able to settle into a role? That's the only thing about him. Like, I would bring him back in a heartbeat, especially as of right now. Shit. But it's about what are they going to be able to meet in the same spot again? Because that can be hard, man. Trying to bring back a guy like him trying to play around some kids. You know what I'm saying? When he probably wants to win, he has gotten better shooting every year. Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, sad tries to get her shooting every year. Let's talk about the Lakers getting better. Why are you cussing in my stream, on? You said the Lakers. Nobody wants to talk about that. And you mean they got rid of that travesty name, Russell Westbrook? Yeah, anybody get better getting rid of him. Shit. What? Look at the damn fucking look at fucking OKC. They got SJ out there killing it every damn game. Hey man, Westbrook was holding them back, bro. They needed to get rid of him, bro. He is not doing shit. I don't know what he think he finna do down there, though. Oh my God, he over there in fucking Utah. That's how you know your career is coming to an end, when you go from the Lakers to Utah, bro. And you come away with no rings. You come away with the Lakers playing with LeBron James, and then you get traded out of there to Utah. That's how you know your career is done. I don't care what nobody say. The Lakers to me are not doing anything this year. Shout out to LeBron James for getting his scoring record. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Much respect to him doing it. Played 20 years. He was able to take the scoring record. Okay, that's what's up. Don't talk about Mr. Triple Double like that. Don't talk about Mr. Triple Double like that. When the last time he even got a triple double? When the last time did he even get a double double, let alone triple shit? What? I don't know where he gives a damn about Westbrook, okay? But all right, man. Look, so we know they with the needs of this team going forward. Obviously, we go see what happens with the Wiseman thing. I guess Sunday or whenever the next game they play. If he's even available for us to use. I hope he's. Last I heard he was hurt, but we gonna see what happens with him. Who else had a crazy trade yesterday? I know the Nets had theirs. We know the Suns took KD. Oh yeah, Dallas and Dallas Mavericks. Now I don't know how. I'm waiting for Daryl to get in here. Hopefully his stuff is acting good. Yeah.
Yo.
I just brung up the Dallas scenario with Kyrie Irving. What's your take on that one?
As far as offense, defense, like about the Phoenix Suns,
right?
But I think they be proud, but I don't think they don't.
Yeah,
not gonna go there. I wanted stress about talk about. To me, I'm happy for Russ. Him being in the Lakers, and which is new. Now, well, Utah. More like I think the Clippers are looking to get. So I'm really happy. The Lakers lose, but I still don't be a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say about the Lakers. One thing that they got mobile. Which Patrick out.
Ooh, yeah.
It'd be about he's not. No.
And you know, Alabama is who we wanted here in Detroit. So
actually, I wish we had both.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I wish you know. They work out with the physical situation. So I believe if we would have, man.
You see what I made a rant video about last year with who over there? No, my guy over there with the Magic right now. Oh God!
Don't say why.
Huh?
Don't say fraud.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about my guy, the African guy, long leaky guy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, him.
Yeah, that's all.
Because you're still echoing. That's why. But no, but yeah, man. That's why you seen I was so heated last year about that, man. Because I was like, bro, all we had to do was give up freaking the damn no-name guard, the veteran guard that we didn't even need, bro. Because he felt a physical. They said, nah. And I'm like, we could have had Bo for nothing. Bobo could have been here for nothing, bro. All we had to do was give up freaking Rodney Magruder, man, and let him, regardless of him passing his physical or not, we could have been like, we could have freaking literally had this dude, bro.
Yeah.
And all we would have had to do was just let him heal because he didn't pass a physical. No, we gonna keep Rodney Magruder. He's a talent. I get so sick of these dumbass trades, man. You got a chance to get a whole young player that could have helped you out because he didn't pass a physical. You weren't willing to take him and let him heal.
Yeah.
But you can trade Sadiq Bey for Wiseman, bro. Man. Oh my God. But you can let Nolens Noel sit on here and make all this money and not contribute to nothing on our team. You can let Corey Joseph sit there and do absolutely nothing, but you can't trade Rodney Magruder for Bobo because he of a physical. Man, come on, bro.
Yeah.
I see you, Tony J, telling jokes. So then maybe Wiseman, since we were trying to correct his Bobo mistake. No. You don't you don't make that mistake by making another one. You don't fix one mistake making another one, bro. Like I understand the concept of this trade, but come on, bro. This is where I was like, I need therapy. And I need Daryl to be my therapist right now, man, because your boy NomisJ been going through it with all these Detroit teams, man. Like they've been beating the shit out of me for years. They just have. I've been going through it with them. Like you got one franchise that got a former player as the GM who we don't know what his plan is. We just got told we can trust it and we can see what he's trying to do. And then you got another franchise who, at this point, had a unofficial all-star team, and then hired some fat fuck to come trade every piece of it away, and absolutely amount to nothing, and left you with absolutely nothing, and then just get fired after the draft. Then you got another franchise that decided to panic and trade a young player away for another young player that can't stay healthy, and I don't know what the hell to say there, and you lost your best player due to injury. And then you got another franchise that like to scare motherfuckers and trade up for injured players. And then be ready to fire the head coach and wonder why your defense is weak. Like, come on, bro. They are abusive, man. Like, they abuse us here in Detroit. I need therapy. Like, for real. You got one GM wanting to trade up for every injured player known to man, but the fan base lying to us. We had 5 starters, and then I'm like, no, the fuck they didn't. They had 2. What is y'all whining about? They had 2. They didn't have no damn 5. Shit. And now you got the Pistons doing this. I don't know who to trust in this damn city as far as that. I don't trust Michigan right now because they never can't get to a championship, and I don't trust the Spartans because they seem to can't play without having a big name on both sides of the ball. I don't know what the fuck be up with them. And then Western Michigan, consistent. Central, I don't know what to say about them. Eastern, I didn't realize they exist. And then, oh, God, Wiseman in theory is a good shooter. He has not gotten a chance to show it much. And if he's there, he and Duran could be twins towers like Cleveland and Orlando have. I will withhold judgment. I feel that. I think Tony J overall has got some. He got some good points he's making about this. I can't disagree with that. It's what we gotta hope for right now. That's the plan because, like I said, if you look at some of the games, like especially when we go against Cleveland, it's scary how easily they just score on us down low. It scares me how they just score on us down low right now. Like it scares the shit out of me. Like, how are they just doing that? Y'all ain't even there. Like, you do need some size down there. He does tip up balls in rebound situations. It's like, it's just so hard with everything going on. Like we was already without Cade. You already had the worst defense in the league, and then now you made a suspect trade. We are like, okay, what's next, Troy? And then it's like you were done the rest of the way. And it's like, what? What happened to Troy Reaper? Like, come on, man. I'm trying to be optimistic about it, but it's just so hard. So I'm glad Tony in here today to kind of cool the fan. Like I said, he brought us some valid points. Him and Big Willie, shout out to him. We gonna give it a chance. I'm hopeful that maybe if he can give us on his debut game, he can give us like a 11 and 16 type game, like 11 point, 16 rebound game like that. If he can get us that type of production, and then what Duran is doing, and Stewart can settle in now as a forward and was doing his thing, man, and you could probably sniff out a couple more wins, obviously, because you still want to win a couple more games. You don't want to just lose all the way out. And you know what I'm saying? You want them to do a couple things right, or be in position where they can at least almost win a game and still play competitive. I ain't saying just give up the season just because we ain't going nowhere. Still play hard, and I want him to earn his chance. If we in Detroit, we always get rid of players when they have their problems and they misfitted, and we just say F them and give them up. I would like us to see if we could bring him back to life. That's the part I'm hoping for. If we could change and make him better and live up to what he was sort of supposed to be. Because when you go back to the game we played against him a couple of years ago when he was in his rookie year, he was playing us pretty tough. And he showed a little sample of what he can do. And I can tell Golden State was trying to work with him. I just don't think they could ever figure him out. Because you got to understand, the reason why they struggled with him too, they were a team that was used to being in the finals. And usually when they drafted a center, it was only for a couple of things they needed. This dude was a different scenario. He was expected to be people had him like the highest boom or bust type of player, in which he kind of was. And he was supposed to be like a really good scorer and defender, like the next Joel Embiid. Only most thing he was able to do was sort of show the injury side of Joel Embiid. But outside of that, it was hard to it was probably hard for him to understand the concepts of the way they play basketball over there. Him being young and so young and raw like that, he just probably wasn't ready to be on that team. But they felt the need to gamble for that because they know they had that failing season. And they said, Bumper, we'll take something different. We ain't taking LaMelo Ball or nobody. So I can understand why they wanted to trade him as well. So it's just like, damn, it's just so weird. It's like, I didn't think they was actually going to fall in and do it. But yeah, I get it. Like, I don't know, man. Like I said, we'll see what he can do. He said, stop being a fake fan. All right, hush, Owen. What about MSU?
Come on.
Yeah, it's just hope. Yeah, I feel that, man. Well, since we talking about the Lions, I mentioned them a couple times. Obviously, we a month away from the free agency. First off, this off season is kind of going back fast. It still feel like it was just yesterday they beat Green Bay in the final game of the season. I don't know why, but yeah, it seemed like I ain't never seen this month go by so fast like that. By the time we blink, it'll be freaking time for the free agency, the combine, the pass, and everything. So we obviously, I forgot we was doing Senior Bowl work and stuff like that. So I do want to touch on this real quick. I know this ain't. I know I'm wrong for doing this, but I know you heard about the whole Max Crosby scenario, the pass rusher for. I want to say he plays for. Is it the Raiders, yeah. And I know he's from here and all that, so a lot of fans are like, "Oh, can we get Max Crosby?" I'm like, I don't think that's gonna happen. But just saying, it's gonna come up and talk soon. I would love to get him. Wiseman is a better post scorer already than anyone on the Pistons roster. His questions in his goal state was that they wanted a defensive anchor, and despite his shot blocking, he wasn't there. That's what concerns me.
Yeah.
That's what concerns me is the defensive support. He said a Lions fan. Yeah, I know, but you know how Lions Twitter and all that gonna be. He a Lions fan, so everybody gonna be like, "Oh, we gotta get Max Crosby here. We gotta trade Pistons to get Max Crosby, or can we trade for him, or can we do this?" You already know that's gonna happen, Owen. So I just but far as like who you still got in your mind though, Daryl? Like who do you want them to sign in free agency? Like what? Give me because they still ain't gonna be able to sign, any major names or nothing like that.
This is the name that's been up and up. A current Philadelphia. TJ.
Ooh, yeah. I was looking at him the other day on Spots React because that's the website I was looking at for contracts. Yeah, he is a good player. I'm not gonna lie, he got a lot of talent. I think he could come over here and get an increased role because it's loaded over there. And
I don't Philly think unless it's gonna take a little bit less. I don't think it's gonna be a year. So Lions should do him and get the field that linebacker.
Yeah. TJ Edwards could be helpful. He's better at probably like getting after the quarterback here and there. I know he can help on rundowns and stuff like that. Yeah, he will be a nice proven player to put in the linebacker position. What's the word on y'all boy Javon Hargrave?
To look into got a chance going on. I would find as far as the Eagles, our guys, starters are from the offensive side. They are ready.
Okay.
So I looked at yesterday. So I'm gonna have to look going on with that. As far as who's they Super Bowl. And I would address this. First thing first. He said there's no the winner Kansas City, which he is wrong. Absolutely. Because they can win. Kansas defense is not that great. That second rookie back there. So it's gonna come. They get to Hurts and they don't get they run the ball. And effective Kansas City, it ain't gonna lose. Now we just the ball over for field.
You know what? When I look at this matchup, this gives me not necessarily Tampa Bay versus Kansas City vibes in the Super Bowl. The vibe I'm getting from this, in particular, Super Bowl is the 2013 one, when Seattle versus Denver. Yeah. And it was all, and people forgot Denver was missing a couple of their best players on defense, and people also didn't realize that Peyton Manning was playing very one-dimensional in that offense too. Like they ran the ball, but they didn't run it the way the Seahawks did. Seahawks based their whole game around the run, and then they played that incredible defense. And Eagles come with that same strategy in a sense, and they lean on towards the run game. It's going to be kind of hard for Kansas City to win that because it's like what people understand is now if Kansas City play calling get all over the place and now they depend on Mahomes, Mahomes will make certain throws and he'll find a way to survive. But if that pass rush come the way I saw it come at Brock Purdy, which I know it's the difference between Brock Purdy and Mahomes, but if that pass rush come anything close to how I did against when Tampa Bay played them, it's over. because they got a better O line right now than they did when they faced Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl. But I feel like if that so did freaking San Francisco. Like San Francisco got a good offensive line, and it really didn't stop them. You know what I'm saying? The Eagles linebacker core is very jumpy. Then the secondary is, because they are able to get pressured, it's kind of hard to keep those vets from beating those damn routes on their receivers, man. And I could see Darius Slay kind of being a big part in that. I'm saying not sleeping on Kansas City like the game is already decided, but for people who were saying like, well, this experience goes to Kansas City, gotta remember, so did the Broncos versus Seahawks. The experience went to technically the quarterback of the Broncos, which is Peyton Manning. And that young ass baby defense that just barely got out their diapers, they destroyed them. So don't all experiences not, I don't want to say it's overrated, but experience ain't always everything. Everything. It's just not like the NBA where you got the Boston Celtics that been in the playoffs every year, and then they go against the Golden State Warriors that's been winning the finals down there every year. That's a difference between the two sports. That's where I was like, although I felt where Hitman last week was coming from, I was like, you thinking too much like the NBA. That's the other thing I had meant to say last week.
Yeah.
Shout out to 313 Hitman, of course. But yeah, like I said, I'm pulling for the Eagles. I got two of my former Lions on there, so want to see them guys get rings. Let's say I can't bet against Mahomes though. He always seems to find a way to win. Yeah. No, you know what? In the off season, now Tony J bring up a good point. He said nobody picked the Chiefs to even be here. I don't go through that far as a fan, as a football fan, because everybody was saying like because Russell Wilson got traded to that division and all that, everybody was buying into all the hype that was going on around that team. I was like, dog, Kansas City is not finna sit here and just lose that division because you getting Khalil Mack in that division and Russell Wilson. People was losing their mind. I said, first of all, y'all, it's the same thing with the Patriots. That the Miami Dolphins would load up over there from time to time. It still didn't stop the Patriots from owning that division. Like, you got to look at the coach and how he keeps that team together and how they do in the draft. They hit all the right areas. They build on. They knew they had O-line problems. They built on the O-line. It's just what they do. Those winning teams and franchises do, man. Like, they don't let they losses come to them. That's something that we hoping that the Lions can get a hold to one day, man, where they can like get that familiarity where the unnorm seems norm and the norm seems unnorm, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm about to run a question with you. Hold on. Oh, all right, I'm back. So I guess my question to you is, where are you at with Jared Goff as the quarterback of this team?
I need to see what he had done. I need to see is this following. I need to see a little more. Phenomenal job this past the last second half. So I need to translate it. We don't same that's what he did. I need to see ball around. Make the need to make. I need to see.
Okay. So for everybody in the chat who probably can't stand him, I can decipher what he was saying. What he was saying is that he needs to basically see more out of Jared Goff. He's not saying that he played like 100% trash, but he just didn't play. And let's be honest, he did not play as good as everybody's trying to make it out and seem out to be. People are looking too much into stats. There's things like Jared Goff has this thing where it's like has an imaginary pressure, like it's like he's expecting pressure to happen that's not there, and it seemed like he just chooses not to throw the ball the right way. Nobody's asking Jared Goff to be this Josh Allen throw the ball downfield all day. Nobody's asking for that. But if you're going to throw a check down pass, I need you to do it the second you know you're finna do it. Don't have us waiting 7-8 seconds for it to happen. Are we blaming Jared Goff for the bad things that happened, last year? Not all of it, but to say that we don't need to at least bat a second or third round, look at a quarterback, it's crazy. It's not always about replacing Jared Goff. It's sometimes what Jared Goff is actually playing better this year, and then he gets hurt. You have to be ready. I don't want to get to that point like it was, okay, we lose Goff, and let's say he's balling, and now you telling me the season's over. We're not about to go for that. Hell no. I need a young quarterback that's young, that can come in and learn the offense, even if that means that he goes, so we can at least have a chance to still stay in the division. I'm not going for that. Like, why do we have to die on Goff? That was the same thing with Stafford when he was here. Why do we have to die on him? Like, everything got to depend on the quarterback. If we talk about being the brand new Lions, you're going to have to be aggressive and take somebody within at least that second or third round that can be a development project for you. Prior to John Keaton, it says prior topic. Tony J says prior topic tonight. Thought if Cade and Bagley were great together as a long threat, imagine what Wiseman could be. I think Bagley is gone this summer. No matter who we draft, his whole skill is upgrade. Okay. Oh, he mean as a live threat. Yeah, I feel it.
I feel it. Yeah, Tony makes some. You can get Tony on the show.
Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah. I wish we owning like what's going on home.
It does make me wonder though. Like I said, they go trade Bagley in the summer though. It does make me wonder.
Yeah.
Because because when you got a young team like this, the opportunity, man, it's really gonna be based on opportunity. If you can't be healthy when you need it the most, then a lot of times, teams are gonna move past it. I was on with Drew before. Oh, work. Yeah. I remember. That's why I was looking at your face like, dang, you look familiar. See, that's probably how you remember me, because I'm part of Above the Rim show with Detroit Drew and 3-on-3 JMO and Carl. Man, we over there with the DSA and stuff. So I do remember him. I was kind of like missing around that time, due to work and stuff like that on the weekend. And yeah, I remember you being a guest on there, and I think you in I want to say UN Pistons Talk. Yeah, I think both of y'all were coming in around that time. So yeah, I definitely can't wonder like, well, I know I've seen this face before. Appreciate you for standing around, man. Appreciate that. I know we had some buggy problems on the screen. I don't know why I decided to do us this dirty when we need everything to be right. For real, it sucks. But we go keep going through it. I know, Daryl, man. I know you wanted to talk a little bit more about it, man. I feel like because of the connection, I had to kind of take over. So, we got each other's back around here. We go fix the problems, and because like I said, we gonna be doing more future shows. But we obviously got the Super Bowl this Sunday. I need to know what's the score prediction. I gotta get a score prediction from Daryl, man. I got to.
I believe it's bring it. I believe it's again favorite regardless favor to you. A score 22.
You said 22 to who?
19.
Ooh, you think the score gonna be that low?
Yeah.
So it won't be like no 32-27 type thing.
I think if I want to go a bit higher, let's say maybe 23.
You know what? I can see that because you gotta look at it from one factor. Yeah, they might stop Mahomes, but again, this is where that experience thing comes from. Whereas like the Chiefs defense, although it may not be better than Eagles, that experience comes in, so they might be able to get to Hurts a little bit too, just based off experience. So I could see that, and game plan wise, that they might try to run the ball more and try to like miss in a couple ways. That could be a possibility. I see why you did that. It's just like, damn, because when I think more about it, Kansas City, I just knew San Francisco was going to score more than 20 points in that Super Bowl. And I think they lost 31-20 or something like that. I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that, what you're saying, like a 19 or 23, something, a 20 type game, or 23, 19. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see it. I actually thought the score was going to be low the last time y'all was in the Super Bowl, when against Tom Brady. I thought it was going to be like a 25-20 game. It was way more than that.
Yep.
34.
Yeah, it was like, wasn't it like 30? Yeah, I thought it was like 30, 40 to 37 or something like that. I thought it was something like that.
We scored 40.
Yep. Damn. And that's when I thought Derek Barnett was going to be one of the top pass rushers in the game, because he did perform in that Super Bowl. He got the Tom Brady on that last drive, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, Derek Barnett was a hell of a pick. I don't know what happened to him after that, though, man.
Brandon Graham.
Yeah, Brandon Graham. That was another one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad about Derek Barnett, though. I don't know what happened to his career. I really had liked him when he came out the draft.
Injuries.
Yeah. That was one of it. And then Sidney Jones definitely was injury prone, because he came into the all year injured, so he didn't even play his rookie year. Oh man, y'all lucked up with Hurts though, man. Like, yeah. Oh God,
That was a dope deal, because the simple fact we knew Carson. We knew it.
Right.
So,
and see, that's what I'm saying too right now. This is why I'm like, yo, we gotta be looking at a quarterback right now. I know we ain't got the defense yet, but you not just go build this defense totally out of draft picks. You got, at some point, you gotta have the players you already have. You gotta have gotta have a couple of veteran free agents. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be able to have a young quarterback in development, because, like we said, Hurts been through his growing pains, man. Like he played well when he got the opportunity to play his first year, back in 2020, but he wasn't, like, you could tell he needed some work. And then he was a little bit better. A lot of fan base was a little bit frustrated with him. They felt like he was too in and out. And I'm like, yeah, but y'all defense not that good. It got a lot of pieces on there, but it's not playing that well. And then on top of that, y'all need more receiver help. And because y'all got some guys not, healthy and catch residence. As soon as they did that, now y'all in the Super Bowl. And now Jalen Hurts is probably the most celebrated thing now in Philly. And that's like, you have to put things around your quarterback. And yeah, we're going to put things around Goff, but if we learning, like we said, we seeing every smart franchise do it. You have to have a quarterback in development waiting. It's not always about trying to just kick Goff off the team. It's about opportunity. You never know. He could make a move where he run out the pocket, try to extend the play. Ain't nothing there that he slide out of bounds and get hit or something, and then now he hurt for the rest of the season. I'm not about to sit here and say sacrifice the season. If we do have that young quarterback and he outplays Goff, freaking well. Too bad. It's opportunity.
The difference is back what you're saying. Equals why they did draft Jalen Hurts. Carson Wentz leadership, the players in the locker room. And then it came first over leadership and the player, the organ fans, they Jalen hurt. And look what to this point. Yes, Carson 17 before he got hurt, but he wasn't. And that was the difference is quarterback draft, but Jared Goff leadership in the locker room.
Yeah,
That's a whole different.
yeah. A lot of see, and that's the thing about it too. Though, but you got a point. This is why I say I'm not talking about like getting rid of Goff. I'm just saying like as an insurance policy, more wise, because you don't want to mess up the chemistry with him in that locker room, and that's what's more important right now than a certain throw that he may or may not make right. You don't want them like, damn, why you getting rid of the quarterback though? We cool with Goff because you see how it happened with San Francisco with Jimmy G. Kyle Shanahan, I'll give him credit. He did try to make sure the relationship with him and Jimmy G and the rest of the team was good. He sacrificed sort of what he personally wanted, but I still feel like he was rushing Trey Lance in there too soon before they was ready. You have to kind of wait till the team ready to get rid of him before. And how you do that is you're going to probably have to extend Goff. And if he plays better this year, you're going to have to probably give him like another year behind that 2024 option pickup and kind of redo it and pay him a decent penny that way so you can show him some good faith. And then 2024, when the draft is here in Detroit, that'll probably be the draft. They try to make it look good and draft their future gem at quarterback or whatever. And he'll just sit behind Goff for a couple of years. So that way he gets time so he can be comfortable to try to win a few games, a few divisional titles, hopefully, and some playoff games. And then hopefully that when you do hit that wall, because we knew what's his name? Alex Smith was done in Kansas City in that playoff game. Like they have been doing the same thing for years, regular season wise, getting there, win division, or either you go second, but you got enough wins to make the playoffs and shit like that. Maybe they win a game, lose a game. They've been doing the same thing. And that last year, they had a chance to beat that out of whack ass Tennessee team. And Derrick Henry at that time, who was a baby, still kind of showed his fangs. And then you allowed Marcus Mariota to run on y'all for the biggest moments of the game. That was it. It was like, okay, we can't do this with Alex Smith. We need something new. And luckily for them, they already had their quarterback drafted. So that's just sometimes how it goes. You kind of have to let the team hit the wall a little bit with that quarterback before you can just kind of like kick a guy out of there. Because that way they can say, okay, we can try something new and we can grow from what we had been. And that's where I'm like, yeah, as much as I do want Goff gone, it's not like I'm about to just up and kick him out just because of my personal preferences and my fandom of wanting to see be in the same light as the other teams. You want to wait till the right time. And it's not something you go be hoping and wishing for. It's go hit you when you least expect it. And I noticed that every single time. I seen with your Eagles, I seen with Kansas City. I even saw it a little bit with San Francisco and other teams. It's got to be their timing thing. And this right here, I'm about to click on, is the most disrespectful name to ever bring up in my chat right here. This guy epitomizes the name of football. I never want to hear anything about this guy ever again after what he did. You got the entire world watching us on Thanksgiving because how bad this fucker was, bro. How do you hire this guy? How do you hire him?
No explanation.
I made a video the day after that season ended, and Jim Caldwell had been announced to be fired. And everybody was like, "Oh, we can go out and get Matt Patricia." I made a video specifying, said the title of that video should be titled "Lions fans, please stop." And I strictly said, consider all options. I brought up so many different names that we could have hired. Some I was like dead wrong on at the time. Like Steve Wilkes, I was sort of wrong with that one. And the other one I was kind of right, which was Mike Vrabel. I was like, man, let's consider options. Do not throw all y'all eggs in just one basket and trying to get the hottest name, because usually the hottest name as an off-season coach is usually going to be the worst performing coach. To me, it always usually happens like that, and he was no different. And everybody kept begging for him. Now, most of the people would tell you that, that it wasn't his fault, and I'm like, y'all full of crap. It was his fault, man. How do you call yourself a defensive coordinator with that shit? Oh God. Yeah, could be Tony. I always thought you ideally have a star QB, a veteran former starter, and a young up and coming corner. Yeah. We good now. We got MCDC. Yeah, damn right we is. You know what? And I think I say something that both me and Daryl can agree to. We ain't arrived yet as the Lions. We haven't arrived yet. We ain't officially yet the brand new Lions or whatever. It's gonna be some things we need to see before we can obviously say that. But one thing I will say, I can give this regime credit more than any other one, despite the mistakes they make. This is the most professionally ran Lions I ever seen in my entire life. I think I speak for both of us when I say that.
I definitely agree with that. Right quick. Minnesota. So we're gonna be rebuilding.
Yeah.
They like Aaron Rodgers. The reason I would say they just got Brian as a coordinator.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be balanced. But I know this. The Lions are going to win fourth this year. They're going to.
Hey, you got a team in the Super Bowl. I'll take your word on it.
Look this way. Take an example. Look what Jacksonville did.
Yeah.
Playoff. They won. They turned it around. Through the previous season.
Yeah.
With the Lions off 1-6 and finished the season strong.
Yeah.
It's long as it's the right piece, it's over.
Yeah.
We know it beat. They could beat Minnesota. They know they could beat Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
They know they could beat.
Yep.
This is the Lions will. They're going to take the North.
You know something? I don't think it's so clear cut and blue that the Lions are going to lose to teams like Kansas City next year either, because we just knew in the offseason we was going to get destroyed by Buffalo. And then more and more we got closer to that game, we started wondering, like, and then at first I was wondering, like, oh, they're finna run away with this game. But then as we kept watching, I was like, yo, I think Lions about to win this damn thing. But then they lost. It's not 100% for certain that Kansas City just go walk up and destroy us. No, I don't think it's going in the way people think because we're going against Pat Mahomes. Two, the other thing is like I noticed what this regime, like, oh, I know what I wanted to say. Now I got it on my brain. We was touching up on Dre Bly last week. I'm confused now. I know they got the Doug Fluker guy, whatever his name is, and he's the DB's coach, but I think they're saying he's still the DB's coach, but they brung in Dre Bly. It sounds like they're saying for specifically the corners, I guess, he'll be working with. So I think that's what must be his role. But the reason why I bring him up again is because it just hit me. I've been asking what I've been saying about Okuda all season. We need to get him not only just working out in the off season, but he needs to go find a tutor that's played the game or either is still playing so he can learn from and try to add techniques for his game. Well, you literally just killed two birds in one stone bringing in a guy like Dre Bly. I forgot to mention that last week. You still there, D?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder what he could teach the guy, man, because Kuda needs a legitimate, like the Dre Blau was a legitimate player. So this guy, if you can't learn nothing from him, I don't know who else you can.
Yeah. You're right, man. This is the he's about to step it up now. Gonna have to try to stay. He's gonna have to step. He got to.
Yep. Yeah, man. Like and like I said, I'm happy for that because now it's like, bro, nothing against Aubrey Pleasant, of course. You know what I'm saying? He was a decent coach. He had a good resume for a reason, but it's just that Dre Blau, now you get a definite, like, this talking about a guy who played in the Super Bowls personally, a former Pro Bowl corner that played here on top of that. So it's like now you get that even deeper connection. Like, for all we know, they might have hired him because they feel like the players could respond to him better. That's the part that nobody's talking about. And then when you look at the situation too, with Mr. Scott Montgomery, he was a former offensive coordinator for the Terrapins, I think, for Maryland. And I remember anything about Maryland when I seen them play here at Ford Field on the what was the Quicken Lanes Bowl against Boston College, which Boston College won that. They got back in the game though because they were running the football. They always been a good running team.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when he was there, I don't know if he was there then, but I just remember the Terrapins always being a good running team, sort of. So I'm not saying necessarily let's just go make our backfield like this really great backfield or nothing, but I feel like he will be able to, get these guys also the coaching tool. To me, it's a little different though from when Deuce Staley being here. Deuce Staley was actually a legit running back in this league, of course. So you had to lose him, of course, but I think the resume with Steve Montgomery, I think a rumor has it he was also had like offensive coordinator jobs that he turned down in the NFL to come here. So that was another thing. So I think that was a solid hire too this week. A lot of people just sniff their nose at it. Like I get it, but like assistant coaches, man, they do a lot of vocal work with the players more than the head coach.
Yeah.
And that's the part why he probably took that opportunity, because you got to understand, like, to be a real head coach, everybody keeps saying, I think I touched on this last week, like, you got to be an offensive-minded guy this, you got an offensive-minded guy that. Bull crap, because what you really need is a leader of men type. It's starting to hit back to the old days. If you ain't paying attention, like, you can't just only be good S's and O's wise as an offensive-minded coach. You got to be able to lead the locker room and understanding how to be a voice in there, understanding how players respond. The reason why your Eagles was willing at one point to take Deuce Staley as the head coach there. They wanted him to be the head coach for a while, but they never gave him the job because he has a voice in there.
Yeah.
And contain the locker room, get the best out of the players. So it's starting to hit back to that. Hey, what's going on, Juice? Appreciate you for coming through, homie. How are you today? So that's man.
I don't want to quit, man. We congratulate. Shout out to Hutchinson, defensive rookie of the year, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to him.
And what he done.
Yes, for sure.
This entire season. Keeping up the great work. You have done this season. Next.
All right. Appreciate you, Tony J, for coming through. Enjoyed the chat. But I am headed out. Night, guys. Appreciate you, man, your input, man. And
sorry for the question, man.
Yeah. Oh man, appreciate you for coming through, man. Always. And what's up, Juice, man? Glad you chilling, man. We just in here talking about trade deadlines and stuff in sports, and you already know what I'm about. So, yeah, man. Aiden Hutchinson. Now they said it was the Pepsi Rookie of the Year award or something like that, right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it was the official NFL Rookie of the Year though. But we hope he gets that. At least
Uh,
the defensive rook
just
year.
right quick too. They
Quick
lost
too.
uh, named coach of the
Named
year.
coach of the year.
Geno
Geno
it's been
has
named
been named
awarded
awarded
comeback player of the year.
comeback player of the year.
Oh, of course. I knew Gino was gonna get that. You said who's the coach? You
Uh,
said
the Giants
The
coach.
Giants coach.
I saw that coming. I had a feeling, and he would have got my vote too, more than anybody else, because it's like I said, I compared last week. I compared that situation he was in to when Matt Patricia got here, and I said the Giants minus Saquon Barkley, you didn't know if he was going to be able to stay a full season because you know he's injury prone, and then it's like somehow with that team and that cap situation and that all over the place roster, he was able to get a playoff win out of his first year stepping into it.
Yeah,
As a new head coach, and it's like it's not even about the fact that he made the playoffs and won a game. It's like how he inflated that team and made it look better than they were.
yeah.
But I said, yeah, we called them fraudulence and stuff like that because we knew they were beatable. But it's like you still know how they say, fake it till you make it.
Yep.
And he simplified that. So shout out to Gino and Sauce as well. You know,
man.
Yeah, Sauce has been good, but I'm gonna have to be the villain here for a second. I've got everybody's saying like who should be the defensive rookie of the year between him and Aiden Hutchinson. It's a big war. Everybody's saying it should be Sauce. It's hard to dispute what Sauce did because how consistent he was and what he was doing. But here's how you have to base it off of. And I'm not trying to dictate the narrative here, but for me, if I'm gonna say that Aiden Hutchinson is not Rookie of the Year award, and it should the Defensive Rookie of the Year, and it should be Sauce. The only way that can be proven to be true to me is that if you swat the players. Because if you swat the players, you put Aiden Hutchinson on that D line in the Jets. With Quentin Williams played the way he did, with them linebackers on that defense, Aiden Hutchinson definitely getting 13 half sacks.
I agree, but
I agree, but
you have to think that
the
was almost like dead to last. But what he did, how he interceptions get sacked, that many guys that play that impacted the game was suspect. With at least with Sauce Gardner, they had a good defense. To benefit with him to play how he style that Robertson how they play. The defense been through all long. Been horrible.
Yeah, I get that. It's like because I feel like if Sauce was over here, he would be good still, but he wouldn't be as efficient because I feel like he had too much to do.
You're making my point.
Oh, it's like you was disagreeing with me when I was saying like why I would dispute that.
No. You're making my point. That's what I'm saying. Like Aiden Hutchinson with suspect with Sauce Gardner, it would have.
Right.
That's to me. I go with what he did. Nobody. A lot of people think Aiden Hutchinson did what he did.
You talking about a guy who made everybody else better. Like Aiden made that defense look respectable when they had good days.
Yeah.
You talking about how is it that you gotta throw your edge rusher in the 3-tech just to get anything, just to command the double team so somebody else can win a 1-on-1? Because when he was used just as a straight up hands in the dirt edge rusher, dudes was losing one-on-ones.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wanted to scream about John Kaminsky. John Kaminsky was getting his ass beat. Quiet kept on one-on-ones. It wasn't until you put him in an interior where Aiden was in the interior and lined up in 2-point stance, other people started winning their one-on-ones. And then the defense didn't really show itself till you got James Houston, the combo, because he was the only other person that could beat a one-on-one.
Yeah.
So how the hell can people? Okay, fine. He had some games. He probably played kind of like trash. He got beat by a tight end. Okay, fair enough. I told everybody before, you pretty much a wrestler as a front when you work up on that front line. So you go have people that probably shouldn't beat you just go hit you down. Sometimes it happens, especially when him being a type of player that can be overzealous and sometimes will go past it. I never once dodged his mistakes. But God damn it, you talking about going to the defense that's been ranked one of the dead worst for the last 8 years since the last guy that was drafted number 2 overall here versus a dude who has an 11-sack D tackle, another really good corner across from him that's already more experienced than him, a safety, and a hell of a linebacker core. And you telling me that dude, all he had to do was come in and plug in and not lose coverage on man-to-man, which can be hard, but when you getting pressure and you on man-to-man situations, yeah, you're going to look like one of the top corners in the game versus when you on man-to-man and you fucking rushing 3 run-stopping defensive linemen and sitting here talking, oh, stop the pass to that fat boy they used to have that stinking beard. I don't know his name. And don't you even think about putting the chat on. But yeah, that's pretty much what you go be dealing with. With Aiden, you losing certain games without him being there as a run defender. Like, go back to the Bears game on the road. Imagine him if he didn't jump over there and toss a whole grown man out his own shoes and shit. Like, people gotta remember that stuff. That run defense, the one we was actually slowing it down, he had a lot to do with it. It wasn't just only Buzz, who also had a lot to do with it as well. But Aiden Hutchinson, his ability as a run, like, they literally had him sacrifice things that he could have been doing to get sacks just to help stop the run because they were so flat in that too.
Yep.
That's the scary part about it. Like, you easily could have sent him more on 2-point stance attacks, and he could have got more sacks. They chose not to let him get that.
Yep.
Because they said if we keep sending him just for sacks only, we're gonna get gashed up and run.
Yeah.
People ain't gonna talk about that though, man. Like, that's the part about it that kills me. Like, how is it that y'all at like him taking a step back? It's literally the Cade Cunningham effect. Like, he can literally increase his own production, personal production, or choose to take less. So the rest is no talent ass defense. It looked good. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to worry about that in college because you had them guys in the middle, and then you had David Ajabo, his James Houston back then with him. So they was able to, do their thing the way they was doing it until they saw Georgia, unfortunately. But but that's the thing. I don't know what people thought, like, he was supposed to say the whole D line by himself. And I kept saying this in live streams in the past, like, bro, Romeo did not play this year. He was hurt with Achilles injury, and then Julian was always inconsistent because he can't stay healthy. Brockers no show. What the hell did y'all want him to do? What was he supposed to do? He by himself. He on the island.
Exactly. You
Exactly.
get it right on.
You get it right on.
But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Coming up in a 2 hour. Listen, everybody that was on the chat. I want to apologize for the little echo.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi signal situation.
No, I think it's
so. Joined on the chat. Thank Big Willie. Chat earlier. Everybody on the chat. Thank everybody. Hope safe. Weekend is here. Weekend we got the All-Star weekend.
Super Bowl.
Yeah. So it's over. good moves from certain
Good
teams,
moves from
bad
certain
moves
teams.
from certain
Bad
teams.
moves from certain teams.
Which even though
But even though
Big Willie,
Big Willie,
they
they
great about
about
about the trade
about the trade.
behind it.
And
So you just have to wait.
you just have to wait.
Shout out to On.
Shout out to On.
You know, he talk a lot of smack, but On
On
good people, man. So thanks,
thanks,
on the show, man. About to go ahead here. Boy, I gotta go to work.
Oh man, no problem. I thank you, man. I know it wasn't easy, like you said, with the gadget and acting up, man. Trust me, I've been through it myself through years using StreamYard and Google Hangouts, man. And I used to be feeling all fucked up about it because, like, man, why my stuff got to act up? So I wish I could have did something more to help the situation, man. Like I said, I already kind of planned on talking a little more today anyway because I wanted to play. I needed a therapist to deal with this. And I said, Daryl gonna have to be my therapist today. Then the Pistons definitely made sure that was needed.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, man. Of course, I'm gonna be on here next week. Hopefully, I can do it possibly Tuesday this time because I might actually have a day off that day too. So. If not, it'll be on Wednesday or Thursday again. So y'all stay tuned. Next week we gonna be streaming. We go obviously be doing the Super Bowl reaction to hopefully when the Eagles win and get Darius Slay's first ring. And Jalen Hurts can be another black quarterback getting the ring out here, man, because our people get slept on. And you know what I'm saying? So we want more black quarterbacks to get that because Cam Newton wasn't able to get his back in the day. So that was kind of another reason why I wanted to see Hurts win. Not to always make it about race, but it is what it is. Yeah, man. So y'all stay up to my main man here on IG, Fly Eagles Fly. He gonna be celebrating the Super Bowl, man. He gonna be putting this post up for everybody, man. So make sure, hopefully, we all can congratulate him when they win. You have been a great co-host as far as I'm concerned for my show, man. Appreciate you for always showing up, Daryl, man. Love the way you talk sports, man. For real. That's why I had to always get you on here as much as possible, bro, because I hear you on We Three Kings a lot. And it's like, man, this guy's good. So I had to bring you around more, man. And trust me, you'll be here next week if you can.
Definitely. And I'm podcast. They be on there on Sunday. They probably won't be on Super Bowl. So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Three Kings on social media.
Yes, Instagram, Twitter, etc. And don't forget to support also their family sponsor and Culture of Detroit as well. Can't forget about that.
Can't forget about having to affect noise. See, stop by. Always say, stop by. Say, give him a shout out.
Yes. So hit those subscribe buttons.
Yes,
sir. Because they be giving stuff away. So
so being day, man. Difficulties again.
No, you good.
But we probably Tuesday or win. On 16. Thumbs down. Come on, man. I'm sure.
Oh, and what we gonna do with him, man?
He gotta get on live, man. Because I was going to be talking. I want to hear him talk, man. All these times, like, man, I want to really get on. I don't care what. I'm on here, man.
We gonna find out when he don't work, and then we gonna get his ass on the show.
He ain't gonna start sick days.
Oh, it's something else, yo. I'll be at work, man. You don't be working no 24 hours a day, damn it. This guy might be, but not, but not you, bro. So you go with that, Owen. But man, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go though, D, man. I know you gotta get your child and all that together, man.
Y'all next week, man. So everybody enjoy your family.
Yes.
All right.
Alrighty. Shout out to Daryl, y'all. So, like I said, man, he apologized for the technical difficulties. I don't know what the damn connection been acting up for him. Like I said, tried me earlier, but luckily I was able to fix mine. But yeah, man, stay up to date with me on my Instagram, man. Check as NomisJ10. Check me out on Twitter as well. One is Nomis Johnson 1. The other one is NomisJX. So y'all can also check me on both those feeds, man. And I'm gonna be posting little stuff up. I'm going to trying to get back into making the YouTube shorts. I kind of hit the wall with it, which is why I kind of had to stop because I was starting to feel like I was making the same. I was starting to feel like the baby of YouTube shorts, where everything I was saying was sounding the same. I ain't like how I was going, so I just had to kind of stop. And then the Pistons was losing a lot, so it's kind of hard to make a YouTube short about that. And I have so much to talk about the Lions, I can't just make it into a short until afterwards. So I'm gonna make the time to start doing that again, and get back into the YouTube short things. And I'm gonna try to schedule it out again. So that's gonna be to come. For those who do follow me on Twitch, is NomisJX. On twitch.tv. I will definitely be coming back sooner than people think. It's just I've been dealing with a lot of other stuff and then trying to balance out time between work. That's what's been kind of going on. But I've been making some decisions as of late. Certain places have been pissing me off. So your boy is definitely gonna be trying to get his shit together on some new stuff and trying to open up time to come back and stream. And make sure you follow me on TikTok as well, man. I posted recently a lot of clips on there as well. And just stalk my social media accounts, man. So again, if y'all in there, man, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, man. Let's get me to 1,000. And much love to everybody, man. Again, Tony J for showing up. Big Willie and We Three Kings. Got Juice in the chat, man. Appreciate you. Owen, as always, man. You one of my number one guys on here. So glad y'all can all make it, man. And it's your boy, NomisJ. And I'm officially out the building. Peace.